around 11 years old, I remember sitting in the back seat of my family's car, driving home from a Chinese restaurant. During the drive, I listened to my parents talk excitedly about the dinner we just had, as they have not had authentic Asian food in a long time. But as I listened, the conversation slowly shifted from Asian food to their experiences as Asian American immigrants. I learned a lot about my parents' journey navigating American schools, languages, culture, and peers, both the good and the bad. However, one moment that really stuck with me is when my mom turned and said, "Remember, don't mention any of these things to your non-Asian friends." My mom told me that they may not understand these kinds of experiences. My dad even added they may even get defensive and may say things that are hurtful. Trusting my parents' experiences, I promised I wouldn't talk about my Asian experiences with my non-Asian friends. Fast forward to my junior year of high school, I was attending a summer camp with some of my friends. There, I made memories singing campfire songs, playing late-night card games, and voting on the winners of the coveted camp prize, the golden toilet plunger. But one day, I found myself struggling with resurfacing memories that I really didn't want to remember. Memories of, well, people saying this. As you can imagine, I wasn't exactly a happy camper. However, with my parents' warning in mind, I was reluctant to tell my friends about what I was feeling. But as the days wore on, I eventually broke down and opened up to one of my friends. To my friend, I ranted about the racist comments, the judgment, the constant bullying, everything that was on my mind. After I was done, I expected dismissal of my experiences at best, judgment and defensiveness at worst. Instead, my friend listened patiently, and then she surprised me. She said that while she may not have gone through exactly what I did, she believed she might be able to relate to what I was feeling. She had been struggling from a mental problem for a while now, and every time people find out about it, she feels as though they judge her for it. However, no matter what she does, she feels helpless when it comes to changing it. I was blown away. At that moment, my friend gave me the words to explain how I was feeling. I was feeling helpless. The thing about racial prejudice is that it doesn't only degrade you and where you come from, it makes you feel helpless to do anything about it. Racial prejudice takes an unchangeable future about yourself and marks it as something worthless. That feeling of worthlessness, combined with helplessness, is what makes both of our experiences so hurtful. To this day, I look back and wonder, why did I ever think she couldn't understand me? It's true my friend isn't Asian American. She said herself that she never experienced judgment because of her race. However, even with no previous experience, she could put into words the feelings that I couldn't even identify. This made me realize something. America has all these different peoples living in this society, people of all religious, political, and cultural identities. But this led me into thinking that my experiences were so unique that my friends couldn't really understand me, thinking that was later proven wrong. That's when I started wondering something. What if American culture is taking individuality and uniqueness to the point that it's causing divisions between individuals? And what will happen as those divisions continue to widen? Before we get into those questions, I would like to clarify the definitions of the words we'll be using today: uniqueness and individuality. According to Oxford Word Dictionaries, uniqueness is the idea of someone being the only one of their kind. Similarly, individuality is the qualities that make somebody or something different than other people or things. A little while back, I took an introduction to psychology class at Palomar College. According to psychologists, there are two main types of cultures that exist: an individualist culture and a collectivist culture. Often, America is classified as an individualist culture, which means that we emphasize individual rights, freedoms, self-expression, and diversity. In other words, we value personal interests, standing out, self-reliance, and the pursuit of personal success, even at the expense of interpersonal relationships. In a way, our identity is based on feelings of being distinct from others. Now, in the context of my previous points, I know how this all must sound. So before I go any further, I'll tell you what I'm not saying. I am not saying that individualism and uniqueness are bad. I am not saying that we all have to think the same way, and I'm saying is that it's good to encourage different thoughts, opinions, and identities. It's good to have different points of views. But when we start taking our individualism to the extreme, then we start to have some issues. Sometimes, when we think of ourselves as individuals, we consider ourselves completely unlike each other. We identify ourselves by the way we are different from others, whether it is because of our culture, our religion, our viewpoints, or our political parties. However, what if we are taking our unique identities a little too far? What if we start believing that people are so unique that they can't understand each other? What if we start believing that people different from us are so unique that we start villainizing